The comment section is full of people saying things like both are responsible or she should have known better. It's crazy how normalized that mindset has become. If a man asks for nudes and a woman, in a moment of trust or intimacy, decides to send them and then he leaks them or shows them to others, that's not a both sides problem. That's one person betraying another person's trust. That's it. End of story. But instead of calling that out directly, people start twisting it into this moral lesson about how women should be more careful or not trust so easily. As if the act of trusting someone is the real crime here, not the betrayal that followed. And this doesn't just apply to leaked nudes, it's a broader pattern of how society talks about women who get hurt. Take Wizard Liz, for example. When she revealed she was cheated on while pregnant, instead of people empathizing with what she went through, a huge part of the internet went, she should have known better. Like, really? A woman gets cheated on while carrying a child, and the first instinct isn't to call out the man for being a complete failure of a partner, it's to imply that she somehow brought it upon herself by trusting the wrong person. That's how deeply ingrained victim blaming is. People genuinely think they sound logical when they say both are at fault. But what they're actually doing is minimizing accountability. Because what does she should have known better even mean? That women should assume every man they date, love, or trust will betray them. If a woman sends something private, or loves deeply, or believes someone, it's called vulnerability. And when someone abuses that trust, it's a moral failure of the person who betrayed her. But we live in a world where men get described as making mistakes and women get described as asking for it. It's exhausting how predictable that double standard is. So no, when a man leaks private content or cheats or breaks trust, it's not both people's fault. It's not a 50-50 blame situation. It's one person choosing to disrespect boundaries. The woman's only mistake was believing someone would respect her privacy or her love, and that shouldn't be a punishable act. Because the problem has never been women trusting, the problem has always been men exploiting that trust. As you now see that reel, and then the comments. Every time women do something harmless like wear cute clothes to the beach, take pictures, or just exist, confidently people online act like it's a social crime. The reel was comparing what men and women wear to the beach, showing that how put together women are and how much effort they make to make things fun. And there's the comment, having fun versus attention seeking. And then someone replied, true, women say they're more beautiful than men, but they wear tons of makeup and revealing dresses. Like, where do people even get this logic from? Because when men wear shorts to the beach, it's normal, it's comfort, it's functional. But when women wear something that shows skin or has effort in it, suddenly it's for validation. People forget that dressing up, wearing makeup, or looking good can literally just be self-expression. It doesn't always have to orbit around male attention. Sometimes a woman's just having fun, feeling confident, or liking how she looks. But the internet always finds a way to turn that into a character judgment. It's this weird double standard where women can't win. If she dresses modestly, she's boring. If she dresses boldly, she's desperate. If she wears makeup, she's fake. If she doesn't, she's not trying. Every option somehow becomes wrong. People act like women are supposed to exist in this invisible balance where they look good enough to be appreciated, but not too good to be accused of attention seeking. It says more about the commenters than it does about the women. Because if you see someone living their life, taking pictures, or wearing something they feel good in, and your first thought is, she must be doing this for attention. That's not a her problem, that's a you problem. Maybe the reason you think everything a woman does is for attention is because you can't imagine her doing it for herself. And it shows men wearing just a short, he is basically naked. But no, the criticism is just saved for women.
Ugh. Brother, ugh. What's that?
You know what's becoming genuinely terrifying? The way some boys and men have started to think women actually owe them something. See this about a 17-year-old boy who murdered two girls just because they rejected him? And the worst part? He was reportedly an Andrew Tate fan. And when I went to the comment section, someone said something I completely agreed with. I am furious. Girls are being killed by boys who think girls owe them. Because that's exactly what's happening. It's entitlement turning violent. But of course, right below that, there was another comment saying, why make it a gendered issue? Women abuse children more statistically? Should we blame mothers for raising these killers? And this is where the whole problem starts, because every time someone tries to talk about male violence or how misogyny is literally breeding hate, there's always that one person who turns it into a not all men argument. It's such a transparent way to shift the blame and avoid accountability. Like, no one said all men, but when patterns exist, when we can literally trace them through history, statistics, and online culture, why these men are still blind. That reply, trying to redirect the blame to mothers, is exactly what happens when people can't handle the discomfort of male accountability. They'll say, women raise them, as if mothers are solely responsible for how men turn out, ignoring the influence of fathers, peers, online spaces, and toxic role models who fill their heads with garbage like women owe you submission. A lot of these boys are consuming hours of misogynistic content every day, podcasts, TikToks, and YouTubers who tell them they're the victims of feminism and that dominance is masculinity. And when they internalize that, they start to see rejection as disrespect instead of just rejection. The scary part is that this why make it gendered mindset is actually part of the problem. Because it silences conversations before they even start, it keeps us from asking the real questions like, why are young men idolizing figures who normalize violence and control? Why is empathy being replaced with ego? Why do girls have to live in fear of saying no? They're symptoms of a system that keeps teaching boys that their pain makes them powerful, and girls that their boundaries are negotiable. And the "but women do bad things too" argument completely misses the point. Of course, women are capable of wrongdoing. Nobody's denying that. But the issue being discussed here is specific. It's about gender-based entitlement, about men who think rejection is humiliation, and how that leads to violence. You can't what about your way out of that conversation. It's like saying, well, women gossip too when talking about workplace harassment. It's irrelevant deflection. So yeah, it is a gendered issue, because the victims are overwhelmingly women, and the perpetrators are overwhelmingly men. And until more people stop getting defensive and start getting honest, this cycle of violence and excuse-making is never going to end.
So then it's my time. The world is sinking down.
It's like we've collectively forgotten how to just call things what they are. You can say, this is uncomfortable to watch. You can say, it's not that deep, but it's still weird. You don't have to twist it into cultural relativism. But no, online, everything becomes a battle to prove that men's behavior is never truly wrong. It's always taken out of context. And I think that's what irritates me the most, this endless cycle of justification. Whether it's men harassing statues, cheating on pregnant women, or leaking someone's private photos, there's always an excuse ready. At this point, I don't even think people are defending the act itself. They're defending the comfort of not having to confront how ugly it looks. Because if they admit it's wrong, then they have to question what kind of culture normalizes it. And that's way harder than typing, it's just a statue under a reel.